Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. We have a very special guest here today, and we are just going to jump right in because I'm so excited to have Corey DeAngelis on with us. Now, Corey, can you hear me? Okay. Let's see. I can't hear you. Hold on. Huh.
How about now?
There we go.
All right,
There we
cool.
go. I was like, what am I not pushing here? So Corey, you have been deemed the school choice evangelist. You're also an author, and you have, I've got it here, but I'm on the wrong,
Aha.
The Parent Revolution. And, that just, I love the title because obviously I'm in the fight of all fights for parental rights. And, I think school choice is a big part of that. But how did you get, and I'm just going to jump right in because I know we don't have you for a whole long time, but how did you get involved? What made this issue so important to you that you wanted to speak out about it?
Yeah, I actually started as an economist. I did my bachelor's and master's in economics, and I saw the government school system as a massive monopoly with no incentive to do the right thing for kids. They exist for the benefits of the adults. They're not there to educate the children. And in some cases, they're there to infiltrate the government school system, to mold the minds of other people's kids, to shift our country towards a socialist direction. So I got into it as an anti-government um, uh, libertarian and also as an economist, seeing the problems with monopolies. Just imagine if you were assigned to a government-run grocery store and you couldn't go anywhere else. If they served you food that was expired, you were having food poisoning every week, you were throwing up, they would tell you, if you just give us more money, we'll do a better job next time, but you can't go anywhere else. Or, if that doesn't work out, well, just complain to the grocery board. They'll do a better job next time. Or you can just vote for someone else who will have the same crappy incentives to continue wasting money and not pay attention to the customers. And so, just imagine if you had to move houses to get access to a better grocery store, if you had to pay twice, basically, which is what we have with the current government-run school system. So that was kind of the logical way of thinking about it, how I got into it. I also did a PhD in education policy, where I really got interested in school choice at the Department of Education Reform at the University of Arkansas. And my first study linked the Milwaukee voucher program, which actually started in 1990, to a long-term outcome, which is really important, which is whether you became involved with the criminal justice system. And my co-author and I, in a couple of different studies, found huge reductions. Lo and behold, you get a better education, there's a huge reduction in the likelihood you're going to end up committing crimes. You're less likely to be around people who are involved in gang activity, less likely to get into fights. You're less likely to be around drugs. We also found a 38% reduction in paternity disputes, which could be caused by out-of-wedlock births. It could be caused by teenage pregnancies. These things are all more likely to happen in the government school system where you're around negative influences. And so I started as a researcher. I started, looking into it as an economist. But more recently, I have a 15-month-old daughter. Her name's Angelina, and it became a lot more personal.
She's absolutely beautiful.
I'd say the stronger arguments now are actually about whose children are they? Are they the government's? Or should the parents be the primary decision makers? So I see it as an issue of parental rights more than anything else now. Yes, there's all of these kind of side benefits that you see in the economic literature about the public schools get better in response to competition. Parents, since they had the most, ability to make the best decisions for their kids, they had the on-the-ground knowledge, the information that is necessary to make those decisions. And they had the best incentive to make the decision right because it's their kids. They care about the kids more than anybody else, certainly more than bureaucrats sitting in offices hundreds of miles away. Of course, they're going to access better schools. They're going to get a better education. The money belongs to those kids. It's supposed to be meant for educating them, not for continuing this far left money laundering operation, the arm of the Democrat Party known as the Teachers Union, where all of their political contributions, wash, rinse, repeat, go back into Democrat campaign coffers, which then get funneled back to the government school system, into the union dues, which go to people like Randy Weingarten, who make over $500,000 a year. It doesn't even go to the teachers, if we want to be real about it. But whose children are they? That's the ultimate question here. And who should make the decisions? And do we live in a communist country where, everybody belongs to the state? Are we, Nazi Germany, where they outlawed homeschooling and the state has a monopoly on shaping the minds of other people's children? I don't think we want to go in that direction. I think we should instead look at our long-standing history of Supreme Court precedent in the United States. Look at our Constitution. Look at the Pierce versus Society of Sisters 100 years ago, 1925 Supreme Court decision that ruled famously that the child is not the mere creature of the state. Right. And so that's how I see it now. I mean, it's all of these things at once. We do want benefits for all of society, but at the end of the day, it's about parents getting to raise their own children.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with you. Now, I know you've been to Mississippi a few times and you've kind of been with us fighting this battle, because what we are seeing here are all the states around us have adopted school choice. Now, we have a very, very small school choice law in place, but it's just for special needs children. And then it's just for so many. It's that you have to get on a wait list. There's just not enough money. They don't.
That almost doesn't even count anymore. And
right.
The barometer of success has shifted so much in the past 4 years. And we should thank Randy Weingarten for inadvertently doing more to advance school choice and homeschooling than anyone could have ever imagined. We couldn't have done it without the dumb union bosses who stepped on rakes over and over again, hit themselves in the face because they fought to close the schools. They lobbied the CDC, of all things. They called parents domestic terrorists who were upset at school board meetings, cut off mics. They showed people who they really were, but they also showed through Zoom school during remote learning, they called it. They should have just called it remotely learning. There wasn't a lot of learning going on, but families finally got to see a front row seat to the garbage in the government schools. And this isn't just a California, New York thing. We have undercover video from tons of red states where the public school administrators are telling these undercover journalists from Accuracy and Media, in my home state of Texas too, it's all over the place, that they're still doing CRT even though we banned it. They're just calling it something else. They move the goalpost. They're still doing gender ideology. They're still trying to coach parents to figure out ways to continue having boys playing in girls' sports and invading women's spaces. I mean, you have these far left radicals, even in red states, infiltrating the system, making it horrible for everybody else, even in conservative districts. And so school choice is necessary everywhere, even Mississippi. And if it wasn't, then nothing really changes, right? If you like your public school, you can keep your public school. That option's still on the table. And unlike with your doctor, Obama got it wrong. But with school choice, you actually do see the public schools improve. And if they're so fantastic, they should have nothing to worry about. If they're not pushing a far left agenda in a conservative area, then families are going to stay there, because it is really, it's a costly exercise. Even if you have a scholarship to go somewhere else, it just takes a lot of time and energy to switch schools. And so if you're even the same quality as the private schools, most people are going to stay. Even if you're a little bit worse, people might still stay because of all of the extra hoops you got to jump through to switch. But if you're doing such a bad job, then you have no business telling parents they can't take their money somewhere else. It's not your funding. Do a better job, up your game. You won't have to worry about anything. But look, Mississippi's fallen so far behind on the school choice front because so many states have just passed them up. We've had 17 states now, including my home state of Texas. We recently did this. We passed universal school choice. Everybody's eligible. We're not picking winners and losers based on income. You don't have to have a special need. Look, every kid is special. Every kid has a unique need. And you could be assigned to a fantastic school on paper, but if it's still indoctrinating your kid, let's say they're getting high test scores, but if they're pushing a far left agenda and they're having your kids kind of conflict with everything you're trying to do at home, well, the test score is not going to capture that. It might in some cases, but if you're unsafe, if your kid's getting bullied, that's not going to show up on a test score. It might kind of bleed over and it might negatively affect your test scores. But you might have an average score at your school that's an A plus on paper, according to the state. But who's the person that should get to decide what the quality looks like in the school? Like, it shouldn't be the government. It should be me choosing for my own child. And if they're getting test scores that are fine, but they're being bullied, or they're telling me, hey, Dad, the teacher's pushing all of these gender terms, are saying that there's 52 of them when there's actually, President Trump just told us there's only 2, and science tells us there's only 2.
Right.
That I shouldn't have to say, oh, well, they're getting a low math and reading test to opt out. I should be able to, for whatever reason, it's my child, it's my money, I'm paying the taxes, I should be able to take it somewhere else. So Mississippi should have no problem getting this done. Yeah. Arizona got it done with 1-seat Republican majorities in 2022.
We can't even get a parental bill of rights through. I mean,
well, and I think it's the Senate's the holdup, right? The Senate is the holdup.
Yes, our lieutenant governor, who's over the Senate, does not play well with us.
Yeah, so I heard Jason White is pushing it hard in the House to get school choice done, to support parental rights in education. He's the speaker. He's the leader of the House. So it looks like there's momentum there, thankfully, more than ever going into this next session in January. I've even heard little birdies telling me in Mississippi that a special session might happen.
It could happen.
The governor tweeted it out, Tate Reeves, a couple months ago, when I got into a fight with the Democrat Party over there because they made the argument that we should fund people instead of buildings, which kind of sounds like we should fund
made
students.
Your argument for you. They made your argument for you and then deleted the post when you called them out on it.
The reason this happened, Lindsay, and I figured it out because I use Grok a lot. I'm on Twitter all the time, and so I fact check everything. Grok and other AI, ChatGPT, they'll have certain ways of saying things. And one of the things that they do is that they'll say, it's not just this, it's that. And like that kind of verbiage is used by the Mississippi Democrats all the time. And so they were all of their tweets look this way. Their press releases look this way. And so what they probably did was say, look, I don't know who they were arguing, maybe Douglas Carswell at the time on X. And they probably plugged it into the AI to say, how do I argue with this? Because school choice is such a great idea. And the AI must have gotten some of my arguments and gave it to them, and they just copy paste, and it blew up in their face because they have an intern or something running that account, I guess, or just they have no idea how to argue against school choice. There's no good arguments against it, but they blocked me immediately. They turned off replies. They got ratioed into oblivion, and then they deleted the post. But then Tate Reeves came out and said, hey, we should do a special session because all the Democrats apparently support school choice now. It's on the Republican Party platform. Everybody should vote for it. And, I told some of my buddies in Mississippi, they shouldn't joke about that. They should actually do it because other red states have gotten the ball across the finish line. The Democrats aren't going to vote for it in Mississippi. But look, if you're on the side of Trump and you're against Kamala Harris and Randy Weingarten, this should be a no-brainer. Vote for your party platform issue. And if you don't, look, Texas took a couple of swings at the piñata because in 2023, we had 21 fake Republicans in the House vote with all the Democrats against school choice. The next primary season, 14 of them lost their seats, or they're gone from the legislature. They 2/3 of them did not return. So the primary voters made their voices loud and clear. We saw it in poll after poll. University of Houston, University of Texas, Austin. These are not, conservative pollsters. These are left-wing academic institutions, even using the teachers union's preferred terminology, calling them vouchers. And they still showed majority support, whether you were in a rural area, urban area, whatever race you were. Even among Democrats, the lowest support among the University of Houston poll was 53 support among white Democrats. They had the lowest level of support. But Black Democrats had majority of support, Hispanic Democrats, Republicans were super supportive, and so on and so forth. So Mississippi has polling from Morning Consult showing supermajority support of education savings accounts, which is the way to do it. I mean, you can use it for private school, but you can also use the funding for, let's say you're in a rural area and you only have one brick and mortar private school. Well, you can figure out how to homeschool and use the money for curriculum expenses, or you can use the money to build a micro school that, you could even do it with 10 students in a household. Some people were doing this during COVID already. When the government schools were closed, they started micro schools in their house. They either hired a private teacher to do it, or they had parents kind of do a co-op situation where maybe one parent teaches reading and English, one teaches math and science, and so on and so forth. And they're already doing this in Arizona. They're doing this in Florida. Parents are using this funding to pay not just for private school, but for alternatives as well.
Absolutely. And what we're seeing is that it's working. We got to take a break, Corey. I know you're going to stay with us for one more segment, I think.
Yeah.
But we're going to come right back, and I want to talk to you about, we don't necessarily have a teachers union in Mississippi, but we might as well, because
if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it probably is one.
Exactly. Well, we will be right back. Y'all do not want to miss what he's got to say about the teachers unions and what his plan is to get rid of that. So y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hustle. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Matt Wasilowski, owner and general manager of 1039 WYAB. How much money does the state of Mississippi spend on advertising? A little over $10 million each and every year. Apparently, some people think that it's vitally important for the state of Mississippi to promote the Memorial Stadium, the Department of Marine Resources, soybean and rice products, MDOT, the State Fair, and the worst category of all, miscellaneous advertising expenditures for who knows what. And who pays for it all? In most cases, you, the taxpayer. I find that absolutely abhorrent. That's why 1039 WYAB refuses to accept advertising dollars from state government agencies. If you ever do hear a state agency advertising on WYAB, we're not getting paid for it. We stay on the air due to the support of the many businesses that you hear advertising every day on 1039 WYAB. So I only ask that you please tell our advertisers that you appreciate their support of 1039 WYAB. And keep listening.
Looking for the ultimate reset for your body and skin? At Core Wellness and Recovery, you'll find next-level services like cryotherapy, red light therapy, infrared sauna, body sculpting, and advanced facials. Whether you want to boost performance, recover faster, or just feel your best, Core Wellness and Recovery delivers real results with zero downtime. From muscle relief to radiant skin, this is self-care redefined. Come experience the future of wellness, Core Wellness and Recovery, just off Highland Colony in Ridgeland. Book now at corewellnessandrecovery.com.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pops Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pops has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pops inventory at popsautosales.llc.com and get pre-approved for a zero down payment with approved credit, with warranties and service contracts available. Pops Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Come together right now.
We are back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we are joined by school choice evangelist and author of The Parent Revolution, which, by the way, I'm sure you are extremely flattered because Lily Weingarten she just released a book, and the cover is eerily similar to yours.
It's
Corey.
the same. She copied the cover. The font's the same. The color's the same. And when called out on a podcast about it, she said, "Oh, well, this is just, I didn't plagiarize him. This is just a common kind of color scheme for a book." I mean, come on. When you're like the only other book that is in the same realm of topic and on the other side of the issue. And after I dedicated the book to her for helping us pass school choice by accident, I mean, come on, it's not just coincidence that it's like, you just got to check it out for yourself. It's exactly the same.
I'm gonna have to post a picture of it in the comments.
It's crazy. I mean, when I first saw it, I had to like come to my office. I was like, am I like seeing things that looks very similar?
Very, very similar. Well, in Mississippi, we don't have an active teachers union per se, but what we do have is an organization called the Parents Campaign. Now, as you know, Corey, this is the most anti-parent organization you can imagine. And actually, we had some new data come out the last few weeks that they've been being funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center, our good friends over there, who have labeled me a hate group here in Madison, Mississippi. So, being funded by an organization like that should tell everyone exactly what they need to know as far as Nancy Loom and the Parents Campaign is concerned.
Yeah, they should call them the Anti-Parents Campaign.
That's
and
right.
So, they're funded by SPLC, far left radical groups. And so, I mean, this should be an easy choice for Republicans going into either a special session or a regular session in January in Mississippi. It's like, do you want to be on the side of the Southern Poverty Law Center that labeled Moms for Liberty, a group of conservative activist mothers who fight for parental rights and education, basically called them a hate group like the KKK? They also put me on a list as well, alongside PragerU and others in education, basically trying to smear me as well. But do you want to be on their side, or do you want to be on Donald Trump's side? I mean, it's very simple. This is a Republican Party platform issue. It's conservative issues. Or you can be on the side of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Joe Biden, by the way, sent his kids to private school, and he fought against it for others. Same thing with Delbert Hosemann, who's the holdup in Mississippi. Right. I hear the word on the street is he's the one blocking it in the Senate. And he sent his kids to Jackson Academy, a private school in Jackson, Mississippi. School choice for me, but not for thee. It's almost like they think they're better than everybody else. They can choose for their own kids, but the commoners, the masses, have to be relegated to these segregated government-run schools that are failure factories in too many cases, that are pushing a far-left agenda that's aligned with the Southern Poverty Law Center and most of the teachers union. And Mississippi does have a Mississippi Association of Educators, at least. I mean, they like to call themselves associations in red states. They did this in Texas too, when we were trying to get school choice done here. We have an affiliate of both the largest teachers union in the country. That we have an affiliate of Randy Weingarten's union called the Texas Federation of Teachers. On their Twitter bio, they call themselves a union. They say, yeah, we're a union. And all the far left activists, when we were fighting for school choice here, they're like, we don't even have teachers unions here. And we're like, well, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and calls itself a duck,
exactly.
I mean, who cares what you call it, but they're calling themselves a union, and you just know that conservatives don't like unions as much, so you're a government sector unions, and so you're just trying to kind of muddy the water and poison the well, I guess. And we also have an affiliate of the NEA called the Texas State Teachers Association, but it's an affiliate of the largest teachers union in the country, and they
So who
push
are they fooling? Who are they
Trans
fooling?
Awareness Day. Go ahead.
I said, who are they fooling just by saying association instead of union? Because it's
I
not
know.
me.
I mean, so whatever they want to call it, they push against school choice. They push against parents. They push to a far left agenda in the classroom. And if they're doing a great job, if they're not unions and they're not behaving like people who shouldn't be near children in schools, then fine, then great. If you get school choice, nothing's going to change. People will stay there. The thing is, they know that they're doing a bad job. They know they're pushing for policies that most parents don't want. And so they want to fight to trap your kids in their failure factories so that they don't have to compete. I mean, I did say earlier that the public schools get better, but that doesn't mean no one has to try a little harder. They don't want to have to try a little harder. And so, we have competition in every other industry. We have a competition. I mean, think about it. Democrats even support the money following the student for college. They support Pell Grants. That's a voucher. That's a scholarship. You can take it to a public university, a state-run university. You can take it to the community college. These are all government institutions, but you can also take it to private religious universities. You're not, it's not just based on where you live, and it's not government controlled. It's the student gets to decide. So why not apply that same energy to K through 12 education? A lot of the Democrats who say, oh, we have to have public dollars for public schools, they support public dollars for private everything else. They support food stamps that you can take to private grocery stores. They support Medicaid vouchers.
Our parks, our doctors, our
everything.
libraries. Like, you don't have to go to the library that's closest to your home. You can be a member of any library. You can go to any park, take your kids to any park that you want to. And all of that is funded with taxpayer public dollars. But that's okay. It's only education that we have these restrictions.
Yeah, and pre-K vouchers. I mean, that's education too. Pre-K, you don't have to go to your assigned government pre-K that you live next to. You can go to a private pre-K, religious pre-K if you want. That's even with the federal Head Start program. You can take that to religious private pre-Ks, and it's all fine. But the thing is, with K through 12, the status quo is a government monopoly staffed by these union members who have total control right now. They don't want to give it up. I mean, so that's the only reason why there's a difference in energy when it comes to everybody supports it for everything else, but not K through 12 education. It's not special in any way other than they have union people, or if you don't want to call them unions, call them associations. They have people who have a gravy train going on right now. Randy making over $500,000 a year at the union, and the NEA. Look at their, and I think Mississippi Association of Educators might be an affiliate of the NEA. I have to go look it up, but they passed at their annual convention in Portland, Oregon, of all places. This is the largest teachers union in the country. They passed a resolution to declare President Trump a fascist this past summer. And they misspelled the word fascism when they did it.
That's what they want to teach kids. That's what they want to teach kids in school, is that our president of the United States of America is a fascist.
Which gets back to Randy's book. Her cover, which looks exactly like mine, is Why Fascists Fear Teachers, is her book. And so she's going around parading across the country, trying to brand conservatives as fascists, even in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination, where, by the way, most of the people celebrating his death happen to work in the school system or in the university system. It is insane how many lunatics, and I think it's partially because Randy put out a statement right when people started to get in trouble for, teachers were basically going on leave because they were under investigation by their employers who, look, teachers have freedom of speech, but employers have freedom of association too. You don't get to have free reign over children 5, 6 years old and get to raise other people's kids in your insane worldview where you're celebrating political violence. No way. Not today, Satan. You're getting out of the school system. And it's right for parents to come after you in a peaceful way to say to your employer that you shouldn't be working around my kids anymore. And so that's kind of where we're at. And Randi Weingarten put out a statement at her official union website saying that basically saying that the teachers getting in trouble for these things are perpetual victims. It's not the conservatives that are victims right now. It's not the person who got assassinated, but the real victim is the people getting in trouble for celebrating the death of their political opponents. I mean, give me a break. But when you use your megaphone at the National Union, Randy Weingarten, continuing her book tour, by the way, in the wake of all this, and saying, oh, we're going to protect the educators that are getting in trouble for this. Poor them. They should be able to say whatever they want. It's a free speech thing, which you're not going to get thrown in jail for saying any of these things, but you shouldn't be employed around children. Go do something else. And at the very least, it's free advertising for school choice. If they keep their jobs, and some of them are, well, parents should be able to say, nah, I don't want you raising my kids. These aren't the values that I have in my household. And we don't want our kid learning from you. Even if you don't, do that in a explicit way at school, that's going to rub off. Like who you are as a person is going to rub off. Kids are like sponges. They learn all of these things. Even if you're not saying these things to the children explicitly, they can see how you react to different news that you're getting throughout the school day. And so parents should be able to choose who their children associate with, and employers should be able to say, nah, this isn't aligned with our code of ethics, and our morality clause. And so at the end of the day, the NEA had a bunch of other resolutions that were insane as well. They didn't just label people fascist. They were trying to get around a Supreme Court decision saying that kids can pull their kids out of gender ideology. Instead of listening to the Supreme Court, an arm of democracy, which they're always calling us a threat to democracy, they're the ones that are going around trying to spend six figures, hundreds of thousands of dollars to train teachers to get around that Supreme Court decision, to continue injecting politics into the classroom. And one last thing from that annual convention is that they had a Teacher of the Year out of their 3 million members, and she chose during her couple minutes of fame at the annual convention in her speech to let the mask slip. She said that her job as a teacher of all things is, quote unquote, deeply political and always had been. Now, look, they're telling you that they're not doing the politics stuff, but you had the biggest union just has the chutzpah to go on stage and just say, yes, this is exactly what we're doing. Look at Chicago Teachers Union boss, Stacey Davis Gates, who called school choice racist, by the way, but sends her own kid to a private school. She just got promoted to the statewide union chief in Illinois, despite them having horrendous outcomes, spending $30,000 a kid, hiring more people, but losing students. It's become a jobs program for adults, not an education initiative for kids. And Mississippi, if you don't want to go down that road, you should take the road of Milton Friedman and the free market warriors and Donald Trump and Governor Tate Reeves. Or do you want to follow in line with all the Democrats in the Mississippi legislature and the anti-parent campaign that's funded by the Southern Policy Law Center that labels good moms at Moms for Liberty as bad people, as hate groups? I think it's an easy choice. But the thing is, it's not just the unions that have sway in Mississippi. It's also the superintendents too. And we saw that in Texas. But they're just trying to protect their little fiefdoms. They too want to continue getting their six figures while teachers are making not very much. And they don't want to have to compete. But, if they're conservatives, they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps and do a better job and not have to worry about competition.
Exactly. Okay. Well, Corey, I know that you've got to go. I know you're a very, very busy man, traveling the country and speaking out on these issues. But tell my listeners where they can find you, what they can do to get involved, how they can fight this.
You can follow me on X. It's at DeAngelis Corey. You can get my book, The Parent Revolution. It was endorsed by Trump. It's like 40% off on Amazon right now. And look, we talk a lot about the teachers unions being ridiculous and people like Randy Weingarten just having a far left agenda, but there's a lot of conservative teachers in the movement as well in the classroom who just want to focus on the basics and do their job. So, being anti-teachers union doesn't mean you're anti-teacher. We're actually pro-teacher. We think the unions waste the money on politics. It all goes to the Democrats. And so if you're a rational conservative teacher, or even a Democrat who doesn't want to give their funding through their dues in the Association of Educators or elsewhere to Democrat campaign causes, well, then you should opt out and join alternatives like the Teacher Freedom Alliance. They're providing personal liability insurance to teachers for free who opt out of the union. So if you're a current union member in Mississippi with the Mississippi Association of Educators or otherwise, and you're saying, nah, they're pushing radical left politics, and I don't really believe what Becky Pringle's saying at the NEA, you can opt out, and you shouldn't be worried about getting sued, because now you have an alternative in the Teacher Freedom Alliance. You can join it for free.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Our friend Ryan Walters over from Oklahoma, former superintendent of Oklahoma, has kind of taken that on, and he's leading the efforts over there. So they're doing some great things. Corey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on and talk to the listeners today. I think you have a message that everybody really needs to hear. So I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lindsey. Talk to you soon. Hopefully I'll see you in Mississippi in a couple months.
Yes, sounds good. All right, we're going to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on The Lindsey Beckham Show. On The Lindsey Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government to be better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hunt. Make it a swoop the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
CBS News Brief. There's a powerful hurricane aiming for Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa intensified to a Category 5 early today.
It's concerning. It's a dire situation there, and we're looking at conditions continuing to deteriorate through the rest of the today into tonight.
Meteorologist Grant Gilmore, it could bring catastrophic flooding, landslides, and possibly 30 inches of rain. Day 27 of the government shutdown, more missed paychecks for federal workers, and Natalie Brand reports World Central Kitchen is providing meals for those furloughed in Washington.
This, of course, is the kitchen that is affiliated with celebrity chef Jose Andres. And they actually did something similar, the same effort in 2019 during what was then the record partial government shutdown. And that year, they provided around 100,000 meals to federal workers.
CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
My name is Terry Parkinson. I'm with the Madison County Co-op in Canton. We're about a block southeast of the square. It's the deer time of year. We've got food plot seed from BWI, J&J Bagging, Buckbusters out of Louisiana, and Kelly Seed out of Alabama. We've got all the attractants, ryegrass. We got clovers. We sell a lot of sportsman condos, the game cams, just about anything you're going to want. Madison County Co-op in Canton is low or lower than most of our competitors.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the Reds since 1982.
Can't take your team out to lunch? Have lunch brought to your team with Mangia Bene Catering. You already know Mangia Bene. They're the masterminds behind Broad Street Bakery, Bravo Italian Restaurant, and Sal and Mookie's. And now Mangia Bene wants to feed your office of 10, 100, or even 1,000. Delicious box lunches, salads, sandwiches. We even do breakfast. Take your next lunch meeting up a level. Mangia Bene Catering. Call Mangia Bene to get started. 601-362-2900. That's 601-362-2900.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
We are back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show. I figured out how to get my camera straight now that it's just one camera on the screen. But again, thank you so much to Corey DeAngelis for coming on. He is super busy and traveling the country, speaking out on why we need school choice, speaking out against these teachers' unions whose goal is obviously to indoctrinate instead of educate children in the public school system. Speaking out on parent power. That's the new word that our President Trump likes to use. This is the civil rights issue of our day, and it should be a parent's decision to raise their children. It's the fundamental right of the parent to raise their children in the way that they believe that child should be raised. I mean, and that goes for everything concerning their education, their medical decisions, their religion. Parents have the inalienable right given to us by God, by our Creator, to raise our children. And there is not a single teachers union that is going to tell me how to parent my child. There is not a single public school that's going to tell me how to parent my child. I think it's up to us. It is up to us to make sure that we are doing it correctly. And, if you look back even biblically, it's our job. It's required of us. It's something that is required of a parent. You've been given these blessings that God has entrusted you with, these little lives, and you better defend them. You better defend what they're hearing, what they're seeing. Like Corey said, I mean, these young children, they are just sponges. And there are things you don't even have to say out loud, but they know it. They see your reactions to everything. They're listening when you think they're not. And there are things that stick with them. There are things that stick with children. So it's our job. It's our job to do it right. And, I don't co-parent with the government. I do not. And my rights as a parent do not stop at the classroom door. I know what's best for my child. No one else. No one else has that authority over my children. And we don't get a do-over here. We don't get to do it again if we mess it up. So we've got to trust our guts and our instinct and use discernment go to God in prayer with these decisions concerning our children because it's just too important. And I know many people that homeschool. I respect them for that. They understand the problems that our public school system is facing, and they don't want their children exposed to that. But you even got to look at it further, past homeschool age, past kids graduating. You might homeschool your children, but when those children go out into the real world and get their own job and they're living their own lives, they're going to be interacting with a lot of their peers who graduated from a public school system. And hear me, I'm not saying all public schools are bad. I'm not saying that at all. I think we are pretty blessed here in Madison County, Mississippi, to have some pretty great public schools. I did meet this morning at my children's elementary school. If you've been following me or you follow me online, you know that I have been fired up about the curriculum, the ELA curriculum that has been put into 2 of our elementary schools in Madison County. And I don't want to just brush over it. I want to talk about it when I have time to talk about it so that I can really give you all the transparency that I think you deserve and I think that we all deserve. I did get some answers. I do feel a lot better today. And I'm going to go into much detail about that probably on Wednesday, or I may do a Facebook Live. We'll see. But I want to be always completely transparent with my listeners and with anyone who follows me. I want you to know that I'm going to dig for truth and answers. And when I get them, I'm going to bring them to you. I'm never going to try to cover anything up or sweep anything under the rug. I'm always going to be honest about what I find. And so I definitely want to be able to get into that and more in depth when I have more time. But I just wanted you guys to hear from Corey because he is so well versed in this school choice movement, in this education freedom and parental rights, parental power movement that we're seeing work. We're seeing it work across the country. And I just hope and pray that some of our legislators here in Mississippi will get on board and we can get this done. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with me. We will be right back here to wrap things up on this Monday here on the Lindsey Beckham Show. Be right back.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hi, this is Mary Beth Hardy, owner of Flora Pharmacy. Flora Pharmacy is proud to be locally owned and operated. We believe in the power of community and personalized care. At Flora Pharmacy, we treat you like family. And for your convenience, we offer curbside service and prescription home delivery. Just pull up and we'll bring your prescriptions right to you. Can't make it to our store? Flora Pharmacy will drive it to your doorstep. Come see the best pharmacy in town today at Flora Pharmacy, where care meets convenience. Highway 49 in Flora.
On Sunday, November 2nd, join us for a festive celebration at Green Oaks 65th Christmas Open House. Entry is free. Bring the whole family for a day filled with Christmas cheer. Shop Green Oaks' exclusive Christmas collection. Enjoy delicious food, door prizes, and special discounts on store merchandise. It's a day of family fun and festive cheer that you won't want to miss. That's Green Oaks Christmas Open House on Sunday, November 2nd at 5009 Old Canton Road next to Palm Bridges Park from 12:30 to 4. Follow us on social media at Green Oak MS or visit us online at greenoakms.com.
Business owners, tired of drowning in payroll, compliance, and back office headaches? P-Police has your back. P-Police can free you from the never-ending grind of employee administration, such as time and attendance, onboarding, background checks, even business insurance. While you focus on growing your business, P-Police handles the paperwork. Stop stressing and start succeeding. Partner with P-Police, locally based in Ridgeland. Visit ppolice.com and get back to business.
Here's what they're saying about Corcoran Door Company.
I'm going to yell out to one of your sponsors here, Corcoran Door. When the guy came out here, instead of just trying to throw a door up, he was looking at the way the house was facing. Man, with this double garage here on the south side, you might want to consider a insulated door. I came in earlier today about 2:30. The car thermometer said 99 degrees. The thermometer inside the garage was 82.
That's why they've been around 50 years.
Yeah.
Corkanddoor.com. CORKERN door.com.
This is Lori at the Mailroom Gluckstadt with exciting news. We now offer photo services and large format printing, such as banners, yard signs, blueprints, and canvas prints. We also print business cards, invitations, photos, and more. And with the holidays coming fast, let us print your Christmas cards. Many projects may be ready the same day, and the Mailroom Gluckstadt is still your place for shipping, drop-offs, and gift wrapping. Visit us at 272 Calhoun Station Parkway, across from Callaway's in Gluckstadt. Mailroomgluckstadt.com.
B-Dubs cocktails, pretzel knots, and mozzarella sticks. It's all on me today.
Oh, so you're happy hour rich when the happy hour menu is only $3 to $6 from 3 to 6 p.m.
$3 to $6? That's crazy.
You know we're at happy hour right now from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's happy hour crazy.
We were here yesterday too.
Crazy.
Quit playing. I'm gonna let you pay though.
Food, beer, and cocktails for $3 to $6 from 3 to 6 p.m. Buffalo Wild Wings for the greatest of all times. Monday through Friday only. Beer deals available all day at participating locations. Taxes and fees apply. Dine in only. Drink responsibly. Offers vary by location. Void where prohibited.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Come together.
We are back here for the last minute or so on this Monday on the Lindsey Beckham Show. I will be in Simpson County tonight speaking to their Republican women. I'm really excited about that. They had their biannual, wait, is that how you say it? It happens once every 2 years, not twice a year. They had their conference over this past weekend, and I saw some pictures. I was kind of having some FOMO, wish I had gotten to go, but couldn't make it this time. But I'm excited about the new president of the Mississippi Federation of Republican Women, our very own Diane Pickering, who's been over the 2nd Congressional District. She's amazing. She's going to do an incredible job. And so hopefully I'll get to see her tonight and speak to the Republican women of Simpson County about parental rights and school choice and the problems that we are facing in the education system and parents and how they have the right to raise their children as they see fit. I will be back here tomorrow. It's Tuesday. We'll be joined with Morgan for Pour It Out Tuesdays with Lindsey and Morgan right here on WIB 103.9. Same time, same place tomorrow. See you then. Bye.